testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, another wonderful evening here ahead of us from Canland Ice Arena in West Dundee, Illinois. Alex Tatum with you and the NIU Huskies. Welcome to all who are tuning in with us on this beautiful yet a little bit chilly Friday evening we have here. The weather's finally starting to cool down a bit. It was a high, I think, 41 degrees here today in Northern Illinois and high of 37, so it's finally getting that Christmas time where we may start seeing snow. And given the cold, we see the pea coats and stocking caps in full swing from the guys walking in the rink here. Now tonight, the NIU Huskies are playing the Waldorf Warriors. So we got a great game ahead of us. The NIU just came back from, I believe it was North Dakota last weekend after unfortunately losing both games. But you know what? It was definitely a shakeup. From what I understand, there was definitely a couple great plays. A lot of the guys really coming together, and I think it's going to translate into today's game. I heard it was a great week of practice that they had. Really all got their heads on straight, got their stuff together, and I'm ready to see some good hockey tonight. Now today, it is our celebration for the Veterans game. We are letting all U.S. veterans come to the game free of admission and ordinance. So to thank them for their service and all that they've done for us and our country. See the NIU Huskies skating out on the ice here. We got Waldorf Warriors already lined up. The starting lineup sitting on the blue line. We got all four refs over there tonight, too. Again, we got the NIU Huskies playing the Waldorf Warriors. Back-to-back weekend games tonight at 7:30 here in a couple minutes, and tomorrow at 5 p.m. We see the NIU Huskies lining up down there on the blue line. And starting off, we got the starting lineup for the Waldorf Warriors. Starting there in between the pipes for the Waldorf Warriors is goalie Cade Kajewski. Backing him up on defense, we got number 19, Jordan Ribbenick, and number 6, Michael Hedekamp. Today, out starting for the wing pair, we got Zach Jimenez wearing number 9, and we got Wade Auger wearing 24. And last but not least, center between them for the Waldorf Warriors, we got number 16, Tyler Nelson. And now for your Husky lineup. Starting off there between the pipes for the Huskies, we got Ben Vucci wearing number 75 tonight. Defense hitting right in front of him. We got Servin Anderson wearing 15 and Luke Marks wearing number 16. Wing pair tonight, we got Rodon Evans, the captain, wearing number 23, and Jay Clement wearing 76. And last but not least, center in between them, taking the face-off tonight, is going to be Matt Martin. He's got the A there on the jersey, and he's wearing number 21 tonight. And now we're going to take a brief pause and moment to sing our national anthem here on Veterans Day celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we got the NIU Huskies tonight playing the Waldorf Warriors. Got a great game here ahead of us. Going to be a great night. And I think both teams are coming out with the skates hitting the ice pretty hard. So looking forward to that. And again, thank you to all who are tuning in with us on this beautiful Friday night. Again, taking the face-off here for the Waldorf Warriors, we got Tyler Nelson wearing number 16. And taking the face-off for the NIU Huskies, we got Matt Martin wearing number 21. Puck is dropped here. First period is underway in the Waldorf Warriors game possession. Got 19 on defense there, passing it up through the center of the ice, right over 24. Fortunately, he was not able to get a hold on the puck, and it goes into the corner. 19 gets the puck up in the point, tries to go back. Puck actually goes across the defense for a shot on net. A nice save by Vucci. Rebound by Waldorf, and Vucci has another nice 2-3 saves. And unfortunately, the puck was able to sneak right by him, slipping across the goal line, causing a Waldorf Warriors goal. Then we had Vucci with a nice couple of quick saves there right off the bat. He got the first, second, and third one. Unfortunately, in that case and situation, there's only so much a goalie can do before the defense need to hop in and get that out of there. Got a couple of fresh legs out there. We got Gonzalez taking the face-off here against Tyler Nelson. Huskies win the face-off. Game possession goes back to Peters. Peters goes over to Gieske. Gieske passes it back over to Weitzel. Weitzel misses a pass. It goes right into the net for another Waldorf goal. We saw the puck get passed back to Weitzel there. He tried to go for a pass across the center. Fortunately, I think he didn't realize he didn't have the puck on a stick. Put it right into the Waldorf Warriors stick and got a quick shot on net and a rebound. And again, another goal. Got again a new center here for the NIU Huskies. We got Hunter Pierce taking the face-off against Tyler Nelson still. Pierce wins the face-off. Puck gets back to Peters. Goes back up to Pierce. Pierce skates it into the Waldorf zone. Stop and look for that open pass. Waldorf's able to snag the puck. Tyler Nelson carries it into the Husky zone. Leaves that pass across. Pass at 9. 9 shoots it far of the net. Lands on top of the net. Bounces off the top of the net. And luckily the Huskies were able to get it out of the slot. We see Colwell here racing with the puck down the boards, putting some pressure on Waldorf. Waldorf was able to still get a complete pass tipped into the Husky zone. And we got Peters carrying the puck in front through the slot, where Waldorf is able to snag it from him. We had Peters again stop him there before he's able to get a shot off. We see Waldorf trying to hold it in on the point. We got some pressure there by the Huskies. We had a nice tip in there, attempted tip in by 9, but unfortunately tipped it a little too high, causing the puck to go out of play. Again, contrary to those first two goals there, I think the Huskies really do have a good game ahead of them. Came off of the road game last weekend in North Dakota, and they are back in their home ice ready to rock the house. We see Waldorf gain possession off the draw and get the puck back deep into the Husky zone. Waldorf gains possession, tries to go for a pass through the center, and a nice little tip there by the Huskies, putting it up and through. Marks with a nice hit, knocking the guy off the puck in the corner. We see the puck getting carried out by Wall. Wall puts it in deep. Well, Pathana races for it right in the slot and barely misses the net to the left with a shot. We saw Pathana trying to go up the pass in the slot. Oh, and a whiff there, almost a goal. We see the puck bounce out there. We got the Waldorf Warriors putting the puck deep into the Husky zone. See Marks pick it up in the corner, pass it through the center, tape pass right to Clement. Clement puts it off the boards and deep into the Warrior zone. We got some pressure there behind the net. Puck's a little held up. Then against the boards, we got two white jerseys and a gray and purple jersey back there. We see the puck go up the boards to Waldorf. We got number 12 for Waldorf skating it through into the Husky zone for a shot on net. And a nice block there by Cerny. See Waldorf again ringing around for a quick shot. And Vucci barely got his toe there for a save. Another save by Vucci. We see Clement going off the boards, getting it out of the zone, giving the Huskies a little bit of a breather. Here we see Clement carrying it through the neutral zone, gets it deep into the Warrior zone, putting it behind the net. Puck go up to the blue line. Bry picks it up in the neutral zone. Bry passes it across over to Cerny. Cerny back to Bry. Bry goes for a weird tip in the air, takes a weird bounce, and Fucci's able to cover it before Waldorf gets their first scoring opportunity. We see both teams getting some fresh legs. Full line change for both teams here. We got Gonzalez again taking the face off here for the Huskies against Hunter Beckett for Waldorf. Huskies win the face-off, get the puck in the corner. Waldorf's able to get a snag on it and is not able to make a complete pass. Husky gets that nice tip on it, putting it back behind the net there. Peters goes up the boards. And again, it gets pinned there on the boards. We see Gonzalez come out with the puck, getting it out of the zone. See Waldorf there. Tries to go for a little sauce pass, goes a little too high. Goes right back into the Husky possession. Weitzel passes behind the net over to Peters. Peters goes up the boards and gets a high and hard off the glass. Again, we see number 6 for Waldorf there going off the boards back into the Husky zone. We're actually able to get a stick on it, turning it right back around. Oh, we see a nice little quick pass. We got Colwell putting it up to Rizzuko. Rizzuko with the shot. And a nice save by Waldorf's goalie. Got Marks up on the blue line, going for that shot. And a nice block by Waldorf forward there. Puck goes high into the corner, where again is receiving some pressure by Rizzuko. Puck gets flung high, rainbowed into the neutral zone. We had a nice stop there by Anderson. Puck again gets passed into the neutral zone by Waldorf. Carried into the Husky zone for a shot, and a nice block by Marks. We see Marks dipping out. Looks like it hit him right in the leg or something, or maybe in her thigh. Seems to be limping a little bit, getting over to the bench for a quick change. Puck goes back deep into the Waldorf Warriors zone. Waldorf begins to break it out. We had a nice stop there by Wall, keeping it in the zone, not letting it cross the blue line. Wall brings it behind the net, looks in the slot for that pass, puts it right back behind him, over to Walney. We see Kluset pick it up behind the net, try to go out, where Husky player Walney is there to stop it. We had a nice hit there, and we had a penalty on NIU Huskies. Saw Walney, it looked like he tried to go for a hit there, had no intention for the puck, causing a quick interference, or roughing penalty on the Huskies. Got a Husky penalty kill here. Hopefully we can get it and keep it out of our zone. Vucci's already been playing a great game so far. He's gotten that first 3 shots, stopped that first 3 shots every time so far. So as long as we keep that rolling, I think we got an interesting game ahead of us. We're only 2 shots behind the Midland Warriors. The Waldorf Warriors. Get the face-off down here in the Husky zone. Puck gets pinned in the corner, and the Huskies come out with it. Evans carries it up through the neutral zone, tries to go through the D, and we got Waldorf picking it up again with Evans putting some pressure on him, keeping his feet moving. We see Waldorf trying to set up their power play. Puck still behind the net over by Waldorf. We got Ribbon setting it up through the neutral zone, putting it deep into the Husky zone. We see Weitzel down there in the corner fighting for the puck. Puck comes out, goes up to the point. 19 for the Warriors, pass over to 10 for a shot, getting deflected away from Vucci. Puck again goes back down in the Husky corner stand side. He's looking for that open pass, but Huskies are not letting a pass get through. We had a nice tip there. We got Martin in the corner, trying to pull it off. Weitzel in the corner, pinning the guy. We got Martin putting pressure up on the point there, keeping the box. And 10 back to 19. 19 for a shot, and it misses the net barely to the right. We see the puck go onto Martin's stick and quickly out of the zone, icing it all the way down. Almost a shot on net. We got some fresh legs already going out for the Huskies. Get a quick line change while Waldorf gets set up. We got 37 seconds here remaining on the Husky penalty kill. We had a missed pass there by the Warriors, putting it right in Anderson's stick. And I saw after there, getting a quick stint on it again, icing it all the way down. We see Waldorf trying to break it out. Again, after putting a little bit of pressure on him, knocking it back into the Midland zone. We got 15 seconds remaining on the Husky penalty kill. It'll be even play back to 5-on-5 here pretty soon. Waldorf carries it into the Husky zone, passing it up to the point. Got number 6 passing it into the slot for a quick turnaround shot and a nice block there by the Huskies. We get after getting it out of the zone, trying to carry it through, but Warriors able to get a touch on it. It is even hockey again, 5-on-5 here. Waldorf carries it in, looking for that open shot. Pass it back to 6, and it actually sinks right by a stick, leaving the Husky zone, going back into the neutral zone. See Rizzuto there carrying it in for a quick shot on net. Nice block by the defenseman there. We saw Pathana fly through the center, pick up the puck back to Marks. Marks passed it across for a quick shot. And again, bouncing right off the goalie. Nice save there by the Warrior goalie. We see Wall there behind the net trying to pick it up. Goes up to number 9 by Waldorf. We saw a nice keeping by Porzondak there. A nice stick, carries it into the neutral zone back into the Waldorf zone. Puck gets turned around. We got a 2-on-1 here with Bry. We had an offsides on the Warriors. Number 9 was looking for that quick one-timer, and unfortunately he wasn't watching the blue line. Restricting them from a scoring opportunity, keeping this a 0-2 game. We got 11:48 here remaining in the first period with Matt Martin taking the face-off. Waldorf gains possession, puts it back to number 3 for Waldorf, puts it deep into the Husky zone. Martin there in the corner, has a nice hit on the guy, knocking him off the puck. We got Clement, again, popping up his stick, taking the puck away from him, where Martin's able to get a touch on it, carrying it out of the Husky zone. Okay, we got a lot of back and forth here. Both teams getting a little chippy. We got 2 white jerseys and 2 gray jerseys pinned on the wall over there. We got the Huskies coming out with it. Evans carries it into the zone, tries to go for that shot, trying to put it in the slot, but unfortunately Waldorf was able to knock it off a stick and away. We got Waldorf carrying it out of their zone. Here go to 13. 13 goes for a dump in on net. We see Vucci cover it. We saw 27 give Porzondak a little shove there. Unfortunately, knocking him off his feet, but he's right back up. I'm not seeing too much chippy stuff out there. It is not a chippy game like the past couple weekends were, but who knows? We're only 9 minutes into the first period, and things here in hockey can change on a dime pretty quick. We got Gonzalez taking the face-off here and winning the face-off, unfortunately putting it back up to the Midland Warriors defense. Oh, we had a nice pass block there by Vucci. Gets pinned behind the net, going into the corner. We see the puck go up to Gieske. Gieske shoots it off the glass, getting it all the way down, and an icing on the Huskies. But it's kind of in this situation that we'll take icings. Gives the guys a breather, gives them a chance to reset up in the zone, hopefully have a solid breakout, and get it into Waldorf Warriors zone. Got again the puck being dropped down into the Husky zone and getting a run around the boards. We see after there having a nice chip off the boards. We see Gieske racing for the puck down the Warriors zone. We saw a nice back check there by Waldorf. Tries to go out. We saw Walney back check in to keep it in the zone. Again, Marks keeps it in the zone. And Gonzalez steps right back up, keeping it away from the blue line. Waldorf has a nice pass out of their zone, carrying it into the Husky zone. We got 10 up on the point, putting it deep down into the Husky zone. We'll see the puck again pop into the neutral zone, pass it over to the point. Oh, we saw a nice little step up there by Marks, knocking Waldorf off the puck. We see Marks carrying it up. Nice pass to the neutral zone over to Wall. Wall carries it into Waldorf zone. Unfortunately, Waldorf's able to touch on it. We saw Peters with another nice keep in there for the Huskies, looking for that shot into the slot. But unfortunately, Waldorf was able to get it and chip it off the glass. We see Pathana there carrying it down to the Husky zone, looking for that open pass. Goes off the boards up to Wall. Wall's able to get a hold on it, but unfortunately Waldorf is able to take it back away from him. We saw a nice little backdoor shot there by Waldorf, making this a 0-3 game with the Waldorf goal. Gotta say, it was a nice little setup there. The Warriors able to catch the Huskies a little bit flat-footed there, wasn't watching that back door, and Waldorf was able to capitalize on it, going for that quick backdoor shot. We see Martin again taking the face-off here at center ice. It is 0-3 with 9:25 remaining in the first. The game is back underway. NIU wins the face-off, and the puck's back to Peters. Peters is a nice pass. Unfortunately, missing the tape barely, and it goes back into Waldorf's possession. Weitzel steps up, picks up the puck, passing over Peters. Peters passes it through the neutral zone right onto Waldorf's stick. 18 over to 17. 17 carries it into the Husky zone. We had a nice back check there by Martin, knocking it right off of Waldorf's stick. We see Waldorf get it down there in the Husky corner, passing behind the net, setting up their play. We see Waldorf again get it into the neutral zone where Clement gets a touch on it, passing it up to Evans. Evans carries it into Waldorf's zone. Around the defense, has a nice little backhanded shot, barely missing the net to the left. We see Cerny catch up on the blue line where Waldorf beat him for a quick shot on net. A nice save by Vucci. We see Bry down there fighting in the corner. We see Vucci jump on the puck with a quick save, keeping it out of the net. Got a couple of NHL games going on tonight. We got the Penguins and the Maple Leafs in their second period. We got the Lightning and the Capitals. Also just finished actually their second period. The Capitals are up 3-0, and the Penguins are up 2-1 with about 3 minutes remaining there in the second period. Gonzalez is taking the face-off for the Huskies there. And winning the face-off, we see Gieske pick up the puck. We see Waldorf's able to step up, knocking it back deep into the Husky zone. Peters holds the puck down low. Pass it up through the neutral ice over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez carries it into the Warrior zone for a shot, and a nice block there by Zachary Bender. Apter holds it down in the Waldorf corner, trying to get it out there. Waldorf's trying to get it out. 9 picks up the puck, passes it over to 16. 16 holds it, passes it up to the point. Oh, we see Gieske get it away from the players, got a breakaway. Gieske going in for that quick shot. Oh, and unfortunately, we had a nice back check there by Tyler Ropek. Nice back check, knocking it right off of Gieske's stick before he's able to get a shot off. Okay, tonight we also got the Sharks and the Stars playing. It is a 1-1 game, and we got a little over 10 minutes remaining in the first period. And at about 10 p.m. Central Time, we got the Minnesota Wild and the Seattle Kraken playing. That'll be a great game there. Two very, very good teams this season so far. It's going to be interesting. See again, the ref is calling off the drop of the puck. Seems to be a little bit of a disagreement over there. We got Martin taking the face-off. Went it back to Rodon. He had a quick shot, but unfortunately Warriors picked it up, was able to carry it out. Warriors go for a quick, nice little backhanded shot on Vucci, putting it right into his glove. I saw a little thwack there on Vucci by one of the Midland people. It seems to be a little bit of talking back and forth going on between Peters and number 10 for Waldorf. We got Martin taking the face-off here against Haberman. Puck goes up to the point for another quick shot on Vucci, putting it just barely out to the right, almost for an empty net shot, but we had Cerny there, able to knock the puck away. Oh, we see Clement taking the puck away, not giving number 10 a chance to shoot. We got a delayed penalty here on the Huskies. Trying to figure out what just happened. Oh, I'm sorry. It was actually a penalty on Waldorf. We got a Husky power play coming up. We got Haberman going in the box. I think the ref made a hooking move there. So here's hopefully a chance to get one of our goals back. We got Martin taking the face-off down in Waldorf zone. We see Peters skate across, giving the puck in the zone. Peters holding up on the point, passes it down to Martin. We see Martin get the puck up to over to Peters. Peters back down to Clement. Clement down to Martin. We see Evans. Peters gets it right back. Evans skating it in, looking for that shot. Barely missing the net high. See the puck leave the Waldorf zone, and Peters picks it up. Peters holds it behind the net, waiting for the Huskies to get set up on their power play. We see the Huskies skated out. Marks went for a pass. Unfortunately, Waldorf had a stick there before they were able to break it out, and they put it right back deep into the Husky zone. Again, we see Peters skating it out. Peters goes up to Marks. Marks gets it deep into the Warriors zone. Goalie jumps behind the net to stop it. A nice touch. And Evans is able to keep it in the zone there. Good from bouncing off the boards. We see Marks in the zone. We saw both Marks and number 4 for Waldorf go down. Oh, we had a barely missed shot there by Evans. Evans is racing back. And we see 16 going in for the shot. And scoring a goal on Vucci. Had a couple unlucky instances there that led to Waldorf getting that breakaway. It's now a 0-4 game with 5:37 remaining in the first period. We got 39 seconds remaining here on the Husky power play. Gonzalez taking the face-off at center ice. He gets Hunter Beckett for the Warriors. Huskies win the face-off. Cerny goes over to Weitzel. Weitzel right up to After. After brings it into the Waldorf zone. Looking for that open pass. After goes backdoor to Wall. Wall holds the puck. Receiving a little bit of pressure there from the Warriors. It's Gonzalez up to After. After up to Cerny. Cerny right back down to After. After passes across to Weitzel. Weitzel goes for a shot and gets tipped high and into the net. So we got a little bit of a DJ change up here. Notice some different music at the start of the game and continue this whole time. A couple songs I haven't heard them play back there. Must refresh or update their playlist a little bit. We got Huskies going over to Anderson. Anderson puts it up to Gonzalez. Gonzalez for a shot and gets deflected by the Warriors defenseman. It is now 5-on-5 hockey, back to even play between the two teams. Puck gets stuck down in the corner. We see Wall come out with it. Wall for Gonzalez. Unfortunately, Waldorf was able to get a touch on it and break it out of the zone. See the puck get dumped and rung around the boards through the Husky zone. We see Waldorf pick it up in the corner, putting it back behind the net. We see Pierce. Pierce picks it up, looking for the open pass, bringing it back behind the net, giving himself and the rest of his teammates a little bit of time. Pierce goes over to Anderson. Anderson passes it through neutral ice, over the Warriors stick, and putting it down deep into the Warriors zone. Warriors begin the breakout out of their zone, passing it over to 20. 20 goes for a shot on Vucci, and it barely misses the net high. We see 20 for the Warriors down in the corner holding the puck. Porzondek is able to get a nice touch on it. We see Rzutko, a nice little chip off the boards, taking the hit to make the play, getting it out of the zone. Puck gets dumped back deep down in the corner to Marks. Marks passes it around the boards. Back up to Rzutko. Rzutko to Pierce. Pierce up to Kowal. Fortunately, it was a little bit behind him, so Warriors able to get a touch on it. Putting it right back into Mark's stick, though. Mark tries to ice it out, goes back into the Warriors' possession, and they have a nice little chip and it down deep to the Husky zone. We see Marks pass it behind his back over to Peters. Peters holds it behind the net and puts it right back to Marks. Marks puts it up the boards over to Martin. Martin goes off the boards, putting it out of the Husky zone. We see the Warriors immediately pick it back up, carry it into the Husky zone. We see 20 down the corner, go for a nice shot on net. Another beautiful save by Vucci. We got Evans carrying it out here through the neutral zone, into the Warriors zone. Tries to go around the defense. Unfortunately, they're able to get a stick on it. Puck is taking a couple funny bounces right in the slot, and goalie jumps on it really quick, but we saw one of the white jerseys kind of go try to get touch on it, and a couple of the Warriors didn't like that too much. Came in, jumped in really quick, got him off the goalie. We see Evans again taking the face-off here down in the Warrior zone with 2:39 remaining in the first period. Martin goes up to Peters. Peters over to Evans for a nice little quick redirect, but barely missing the net to the left. Martin catches it, carries it out of the zone, passing it back to Peters. Peters over to Weitzel. Weitzel through neutral ice over to Martin. Martin for a quick attempted shot on net and a nice block by number 7. Puck goes over to Clement. Over to Peters. Peters for a nice shot, barely missing the net to the right. We saw Weitzel with a nice keep there in the blue line. We see a delayed penalty. Russ got his hand up in the air. Saw a cross check getting called on the Warriors. We got another Husky power play with 2 minutes and 1 second remaining here. We see Zach Jimenez going in the box, number 9, for the Waldorf Warriors. We see Gonzalez taking the face-off here down in the Warrior zone. Puck gets one back to Weitzel. Weitzel right back down. He gets it right back and right back over to Wall. Wall goes for a shot and a nice block there by 19. A nice attempt to keep there. We saw Anderson put a little pressure, carrying the puck out of his zone, bring it back to Weitzel. Weitzel passes through neutral ice over to After, where unfortunately Warriors was able to snag it, putting it back deep down in the Husky zone. We see Weitzel stopping behind the net while the Huskies set up their power play. We see Weitzel carry it out, carry through neutral ice, put over to Wall. Wall carries it through center into the Warrior zone, puts over Gonzalez. Gonzalez puts it along the boards. He gets it right back. Pass it up to Anderson. Anderson over to After. After right back down to Wall. Wall goes up the boards over to Anderson. Unfortunately, takes a funny bounce, causing the puck to go out of the zone. Got a minute left here in the first period with the Husky power play. We saw Anderson with a nice hit there in the corner, winning the puck out of the corner. And we see Anderson go over to Evans. Evans picks the puck right back up, carries it into the zone, and continues to look for that open play. Open pass, I should say. We see Evans skating it back up to the point, winds up, fakes the shot, passes it behind him to Peters. Peters over to Marks. Marks up to Peters. Peters right back down to Evans. Evans for a quick shot in net, and a nice save by the goalie. We see Martin again pick it right back up. Peters steps in, carries the puck around, a little spinorama back over to Marks. Marks for a quick shot, and a nice block there by the Warriors, getting it right back out of the zone. We got 10 seconds here remaining in the first period. As long as that 10 seconds, matching the Husky power play perfectly. Got 3 seconds, puck goes in over to Evans. Evans chips it, and Clement with a shot on net. Unfortunately, goalie had another nice save there. We see a little bit of a fight breaking out here between Martin and Mudflag for the Warriors. Refs are able to get in there, break it up before anything comes of it. And that calls for the end of the first period. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 0-4. Unfortunately, the Huskies are down. We do have 2 periods of open hockey left to go. And we'll be right back in about 10 to 15 minutes with the start of the second period. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with about to be the start of the second period. Got a little more than 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock. See Waldorf jumping out and onto the bench. We see the Huskies lining up outside the door. Again, today is our tribute game to all the U.S. veterans for Veterans Day we had here a couple days ago. All current military personnel and veterans are celebrated during our games today. They get free admission here to watch the Huskies. I see a couple of Vietnam hats and a couple of gentlemen who I knew served, and want to give a huge shout out and thank you to them. And if you're anyone tuning in today is a veteran or is currently serving, thank you for doing what you do. And if you see a veteran out in the street, I encourage you to go out, shake their hand, and personally thank them for serving and welcome them home. We'll see all the Huskies lining out again. We got Martin here taking the face-off for the Huskies. We got Martin in between Clement and Evans, and Peters and Weitzel backing them up. We got a new goalie net. We got Piros down there and net starting off here in the second period. We see the puck immediately get dumped down into the Husky zone pretty quick there. We see Evans carrying it down, passing it across the ice over to Clement. We see Peters able to have a nice little chip out. Ref throws hand in the air for an icing, causing the play and puck to be dropped back down into the Husky zone. Again, it is 0-4. We have 30 seconds into the second period here. And we got Jacob Piros in that, one of our new players we were able to snag here. Got again Martin taking the face-off. Quick shot on net, and a nice save by Piros right off the bat. Had a really quick puck drop going back up to the point by Waldorf and a shot there, but Piros was just a little too fast for him. We see a couple got new legs out there for the Huskies. We got Pathana taking the face-off, another new recruit we were able to snag this season. Puck goes right back up to the point. Another quick shot on net. And again, going right into Piros' glove. A little too quick again for Waldorf. We see Tyler Nelson here taking the face-off against Pathana again in the same spot. Pathana comes out with it, bringing it around the boards, and bounces off Waldorf's stick and goes deep into their zone. We see the puck get carried around by Heltkamp, gets carried into the zone, and we see an immediate throw of the hand in the air, delayed hit there by the Huskies, causing a Husky penalty kill. We see Walney going right to the box again for that delayed hit. Calls, and hopefully we can get it out of the zone, keep it out of the Husky zone. We got Piros and net protecting the goal, keeping the Huskies in this game. Ref's waiting for him to throw it up on the board, and the ref drops, and Waldorf wins the faceoff. Puck goes right up to the point, gets passed across. 24 goes for a shot on net, and a nice save by Piros. And the puck gets iced out of the Husky zone. We see Heitkamp down there, down back in his own zone, passed up to 24. 24 carries it in. And we see Marks getting some pressure on the guy, knocking him off the puck. Really nice pressure there by Gonzalez, getting it right off of Waldorf's stick, icing it down into the zone. Waldorf's zone. See again, Waldorf breaking it out. We see after putting some pressure there up on the blue line. Nice pass across over to 6 for Waldorf. Waldorf with a shot, and a nice shot block again by Marks. Marks again is down. I think it hit him right there in the stomach, a little soft spot. We still see him fighting there in front of the net, not letting Waldorf get a backdoor guy. Puck is up on the point to 16 for Waldorf. Puck gets passed in the slot. We see Gonzalez come right in, knocking the puck right off of Waldorf's stick. We see Marks there in front of the net fighting, not letting Waldorf screen Piros. Again, we see the Warriors with a quick shot, barely missing the net to the left. We see, again, Waldorf come out in possession. I think we got about 30 seconds remaining here on the Husky penalty kill. We see 16 pass across the back door and a nice missed pass there by Waldorf. Puck gets carried right back up. Pass it up to the D. Number 6, over to 24 for a quick shot, missing the net to the right. We see Waldorf. Gonzalez knocking 16 down before he's able to get a shot off. Puck goes right back up to 20. 20 goes over to 24. 24 for the shot, and a nice save by Piros. Again, 24 comes out with it. Gieske has a nice hit. And again, it is 5-on-5, even play between the two teams. We see Walney jumping right out, going straight out to the ice. Comes out on top, carries it through the zone, and unfortunately, the Waldorf Warriors are able to get a touch on it. The goalie is able to jump on it before Walney was able to pop it in the net. See Waldorf getting some fresh legs out. We had a really nice penalty kill there by the Huskies. We see Evans right there taking the face-off, switching over to center for a change from wing. We see Porzondak racing back, keeping pressure on 15 as he skates into the Husky zone. We see Bry popping 27 stick up, not letting him get a complete pass. We had a nice little back and forth there. Martin's able to get out of the zone, but 27 picks it right back up. We had Porzondak step up, get a nice touch on it. We see Evans carries it into Waldorf zone. Warriors goes in the slot, over to Bry. Bry passes it behind the net, over to Evans. Clement's able to jump in, help Evans out. Puck goes right back up to Bry. Bry puts it deep back in the zone over to Evans. Evans go behind the net to Clement. Clement passes up to Bry. We saw 27 there, get a nice touch. Oh, and a nice hit there. Martin had a very nice hit, knocking Waldorf off the puck, but Waldorf still holds possession. See 13 go up to 17 for a 2-on-1 here. And a shot. And a nice little poke there by Piros, knocking the puck away from that backdoor pass. We see Waldorf keeping it in the zone. Gets it across the slot, back into the slot. Quick little turnaround there. No shot has been made yet. We saw a nice step in there by Evans, not letting number 3 on Waldorf get a shot off. Clement carries it into the zone, passes it over to Evans. But number 3 for Zachary Bender is able to get a nice touch on it before Huskies were able to get a shot off. We see Anderson flying down to the corner, picking up the puck. We see Anderson throw the guy down. Ref doesn't seem to see it, though. Picks the stick right back up, fights in the corner, wins the fight, puts the puck over to Peters. Peters goes right up to Wall. Wall had a nice pass to Rizzuko. Rizzuko skates it in, pass up to Pathana, and a nice shot on net, and a nice save by the goalie. Rizzuko comes out on top with the puck. Pass over to Anderson. Anderson with a nice quick shot and a nice deflect there, again, by the Warriors goalie. Pathana steps up, another shot, barely missing it, high and left. Wall races over, keeping the puck in the zone, not letting it leave the blue zone. We see Wall really fighting there in defense, not letting the puck leave the zone. Skating it through the slot, over to Anderson. Anderson winds up, and Warriors able to get a touch on him, knocking him off the puck. And we see the puck go down in the corner in Waldorf's possession. We had a really nice hustle there and keep in by Pathana, enough to let the Huskies get back, so there was not a breakaway. Porzondak puts pressure on 18 as he carries it into the zone, passing it right across the slot where no one is, putting it right into the Husky corner. Porzondak carries it up, flicks it up to Rizzuko. Rizzuko gets a tip on it, getting it out of the Husky zone. 19 passes down 8, who tips it right back into the Husky zone. See Porzondak going behind the net. Carrying it up. Anderson putting pressure on the guy down the corner. Waldorf brings it up to the point, passes it back down to the corner, where 20 is. Gonzalez comes out on top of the puck. We see After look up, dodge a nice hit there. We see Waldorf again carrying it into the slot, and a nice save by Piros, keeping it out of the net and keeping this a 0-4 game. We see a lot of back and forth here between the Huskies and Waldorf. A couple of missed passes causing the puck to be turned over a couple times between the two teams. We see 20 taking the face-off here against Gonzalez. Puck goes right back to Cerny. Cerny puts it up to After. After over to Gieske, who unfortunately drops the puck. Waldorf is able to get a touch on it. and number 6 carries it in to the Husky zone. 6 for a shot, and a nice save by Piros. Another shot, and he catches the rebound going right into his glove for another great Husky save. A lot of back and forth here, had a couple backdoor shots, and Piros is too quick. He is on point today. He's playing a great game and keeping the Huskies in this. We see puck go up to 6 from the point, and 6 goes right back down deep into the Husky zone. We see Clement come out with it. Clement pass it across through the neutral ice over to Peters. Unfortunately, Waldorf is able to beat him to the puck. We see Clement going behind the net, putting it up to 9. We had a penalty here on Waldorf. Oh, we see Martin getting at it with one of the Waldorf players there in the corner. Got a couple people jumping in. Refs are jumping in, splitting stuff up. We see Peters going at it with number 6 there as well. We see number 9 a little angry there at the ref, throwing his hand up in the air. See what comes out of this. I know it's just the start of it was just a Husky power play, but unfortunately, it looks like a little back and forth here. Refs are talking back and forth, but the refs taking Peters right over the box, causing this to seem supposed to be an equal play. Oh, sorry, we actually got 2 Waldorf players going in the box. We got number 9 and number 6. Number 6, Hedekamp, and number 9, Jimenez. And we got Peter standing in the box as well, hopping in the box. And Martin following right behind him, unfortunately, causing this to be what I assume a continued 5-on-5 game. See the refs talking, coming over to the captains of the 2 teams, sharing what they saw and what the call is going to be. Trying to figure it out here. Again, we got a couple of NHL games going on here tonight. See my reload the iPad, see if I can get to start the scores of the NHL games going on. We got 4 of them going on tonight. We got the Penguins and the Maple Leafs here about halfway through the third. Penguins are up 3-2 currently. We got the Lightning and the Capitals playing here also. About 5 minutes left here in the third period, and Capitals are up 4-1 and on a power play, a fresh power play here. We got the Sharks and the Stars here, 2-2, and they just finished the first period. It's a high-scoring game right there. And around 10 o'clock Central Time, we got the Minnesota Wild and the Seattle Kraken, which is a great game there. So if you either it's intermission here or game finishes early, you can jump over and watch that game. Tonight, tuning in from California, we have Wayne Bauer, one of the coaches of the team, also the GM of the Huskies. We're heading on a little business trip over in California, enjoying the beaches and a little bit warmer weather. Gotta say, I'm embarrassed he snuck away from us right as the temperatures dropped here in Northern Illinois. We got a 5-minute penalty here on the board for the Waldorf Warriors and a 2-minute for the Huskies. Trying to figure, we got 4-on-4 hockey here. And then after the 2 minutes, we're going to have a Husky power play for 3 minutes. Again, this is our veterans game here tonight. We are celebrating all veterans and military personnel who are in the military, who are served in the military, protecting our rights and our freedom. And I want to stretch out my hand and give them a big shake and say thank you for doing what they do and giving us the opportunities that we wouldn't have in a lot of other countries. We see the Huskies win at the face-off. We see Marks carrying up the boards there and passing it right behind his back over to Bry. Bry puts that up the boards right over to Marks. Marks swings across right back to Bry, and Bry skates it through the neutral zone and into the Warrior zone. Bry puts it deep, puts it behind the boards where Marks is skating in, putting pressure in the corner. Puck goes over to Evans. Evans right back to Marks. See the puck go into the slot in front of the Warriors, where 24 for the Warriors picks it up. Skating it through the neutral zone, again into the Husky zone. Carries it in, goes for the shot, and a nice save again by Piros. A good handful of saves here. Evans is able to snag it away from him before they were able to get a rebound shot off. Evans around the defense for a shot, and a nice save by the Warriors goalie. So Evans dance around the defense there. He had a free empty shot. Evans brings it back, opening up some room and some ice for everybody. You see Evans skating it up with the pass over to Porzondek. Porzondek skates it in for a shot. Pass across back door. And over to Weitzel with a barely incomplete pass. We saw a great keep in there by Evans, knocking it out of the air off the boards. Again, we see Porzondek carrying it in, puts it back over to Weitzel. Weitzel carries it into the zone, but unfortunately, number 4 for Waldorf was able to stick on it and get it out of their zone. We see Porzondek hanging back while it's really back and forth in the blue line here in the Warriors zone. Puck goes all the way back down deep into the Husky zone. Whistle is blown. Oh, sorry, it was called off. A whistle was in fact blown, but the ref stood there yelling no, 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 and the play keeps going. Pathana carries it in, pulls it in the corner, puts it up to the point. Weitzel back down to Porzondek. Porzondek for a nice shot on net and a save by the goalie. Nice puck goes right in the slot, and another shot off, but puck goes barely to the right, back into the slot. We see a hand thrown up right in the air by the ref. Delayed penalty, it seems as such. We see Martin right now just hopping out of the box there at the end of the Husky penalty. It is not a Husky power play. We see another Waldorf Warriors jumping right in the box, causing this to be a 5-on-3 power play for the Huskies. Hopefully we can get a quick goal off here for the Huskies, breaking the Waldorf Warriors so far shutout. See Evans holding the puck up on the point. Over to Marks. Marks back to Evans for a nice one-timer and a nice save by the Waldorf goalie. Marks keeps it in, puts it behind, then over to Martin. Martin over to Peters. Peters right back to Martin. Up to Marks for a shot and a nice save by the goalie. Evans again over to Marks. Marks puts it behind the net over to Peters. Peters passes right back up to Evans, cycling it around to Marks for another shot, and a nice block right there by Waldorf. Seems the defense in there is hurt, lost his stick, goes for a shot, and a goal! Husky goal by Marks. Nice little redirect there in front. And again, we got Evans to Marks, Evans with the assist, and Marks with the goal, making this a 1-4 game for the Huskies. Hopefully keep this trend rolling, get a couple more goals in. It is still going to be a Husky power play for another 2 minutes and 7 seconds. We got, again, Marks playing his butt off right now, giving everything he's got to the Huskies and giving everything he's got on the ice. He's already blocked about 4 shots here on the ice tonight. I saw him limping a couple times, but that is not slowing him down. You hear Chelsea Dagger on the speakers here as the Huskies are lining up at center ice. Gonzalez wins the faceoff, and it's still 5-on-4 with the Husky power play. Wallace Gonzalez. Gonzalez able to get it in the zone, gets tied up. We had Pathana pick it up. Pathana brings it back, causing a little bit of room to open up, letting the Huskies set up their power play. Gonzalez drops it down below the goal line over to Pathana. Pathana to Wall. Right back to Pathana. Pathana carries it in for another shot and a nice save by the Waldorf goalie. We got 1:38 here remaining in the second period. 9 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the second period with 1:38 remaining on the Husky power play. We got Gonzalez taking the face-off down again in the Waldorf zone. Huskies come out the puck. Another quick shot on net, barely missing it to the right. We see After. Pass it behind him over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez up to Weitzel. Weitzel passes it over to Wall, who carries it out of the zone. Wall over to Gonzalez, has a nice pass across. But unfortunately, Waldorf comes out with it and ices it all the way down. See Piros coming out, stopping the puck for Peters. Peters holds it behind the net as the Huskies set up their power play. Peters over to Pathana. Pathana gets some speed behind him, drops it back to Peters. Peters over to Apter. Apter over to Pathana. Pathana carries it in, looks for that pass, passes behind his back, putting it right back below the Waldorf goal. And we saw a nice little backhanded flick over everyone's heads by Waldorf, causing Waldorf to ice. Getting some fresh legs out there as the Huskies set up their power play with 40 seconds remaining. Peters carries it in. Carries it behind the net. Looks for that open pass again. We see Waldorf again get a touch on it, putting it right into the goalie's glove, causing a quick stoppage of play. 27 seconds remaining here on the Husky power play. Hopefully we can sneak a quick one by the goalie while we still got the time and the extra manpower. See the Huskies down again, facing off in the Waldorf zone and winning the face-off. You see Evans winning it back to March, who puts it deep in the corner. You see Martin pick it up behind the net, pass up in the slot. Unfortunately, Waldorf was able to beat Martin to the puck, and now we got a 2-on-1. A nice save by Piros after a quick shot on the 2-on-1, causing Porzondak to pick it up, skate it right back into the Waldorf zone. Pass it across the slot. Unfortunately, no one is there. But we see Marks keeping it in the zone, not letting Waldorf leave. Clement carries it behind the net, passes up to Porzondak, putting it over to Marks. Marks carries it out, creating a little bit of room for himself, passes it back door to Martin. Martin puts it right behind the net, where Waldorf is able to get a touch on it. It is even hockey now. It is back to 5-on-5. We see Marks race and 9 racing for it into the corner, into their own zone. Marks having a hit on 9, and 9 is down and not getting up. Here a quick whistle as 9 is laying face down after the hit by Marks. It seemed to be a clean hit. Possibly could have just hit the boards wrong. We see him getting up, getting on his feet here. Seems to be okay to skate, luckily. Seems no huge injuries. He's grabbing his arm, looks like maybe it's his shoulder or his ankle. Got everyone clapping, their hands tapping, his sixth head, he got back up. And again, luckily it was nothing prohibiting him getting off the ice. We see again the Huskies and Waldorf lining up right outside of the Husky zone bench side on the dot, right outside the blue line. Again, we see Zach Jimenez over there on the bench holding his arm. Hopefully he will be okay. Huskies come out on top from the face-off with the puck. We see Apter getting it deep into the Waldorf zone. We see puck get run around the boards to Peters. Peters gets it back into the zone. But unfortunately, Waldorf was able to get a touch on it and carried it out. We see the puck go behind the net. Peters passes off the boards over to get Gieske. And Gieske has ice, but he actually lands on net, causing it not to be an icing. 19 tries to pass through the neutral ice. Anderson picks it up, gets it back deep down into Waldorf's zone. We see Rizuko putting some pressure there on 18, knocking him off the puck. We see Peters behind the net there, pass over to Pathana. Pathana carries it through neutral ice, and unfortunately had a little bit of interaction there with Waldorf. There seems to be a lot of back and forth here. We see Peters come out on top of it again. Over to Wall. Wall carries it, gets it deep into the Waldorf zone. Carries it in the corner, looking up for that open pass, receiving pressure from Waldorf. And a shot! And a nice, actually a block by Pathana. Unfortunately, he was in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and he gets right off the ice. You see Wall pass it behind his back over to Rizuko. Rizuko carries it into Waldorf's zone for a quick shot on net. The goalie deflecting it away. We see a one-on-one here between Porzondak and number 10. See 8-step in. And an unfortunate goal for Waldorf. Bounce off the goalie weird, unfortunately bouncing right over his shoulder after he made that initial save, causing this to be a 1-5 game. See number 25, like I said, scoring there for Waldorf. We see number 8, Haberman, taking the face-off against Martin. Huskies win the face-off, put the puck back to March. March puts it deep into the Waldorf zone, where Waldorf is holding possession down in the corner. Clement picks it up in the corner, puts it up to the point, and a nice shot on net, and a nice block by number 4 there on Waldorf, deflecting away from the net. We see the puck get skated through, passed through the neutral ice by Marks over to Bry, and Bry had a nice little hit there. And we see Marks skating through, putting pressure on the guy, and a shot was made, but it missed it to the left. Bry put it up to Evans. Evans carried it back down to the Husky zone, give himself some room. A nice pass up to Martin. Martin carries it into the zone, passes it over. Unfortunately, Waldorf was there. We got another one-on-one here between Marks and number 12. We see 12 take a shot, go for a backdoor pass to 24. We had Bryce step back, get there just in the nick of time, and deflect the pass away, causing the puck to go out of play for a whistle. We got 4 minutes and 21 seconds remaining here in the second period, with the Huskies down 5-1. We see 16 for Waldorf taking the face-off against Gonzalez, and the Huskies going to come out on top. We see Waldorf being able to keep it in the zone. Waldorf for a quick shot, and a nice save by Piros. Seemed to go off right through his head here, doing everything he can to keep it out of the net. We see Weitzel come out on top from the slot with the puck. Unfortunately, Waldorf was able to get a touch on it, dumping it back deep in the Husky zone. Gonzalez passed it up to Peters. Peters skates it out of the Husky zone, tries to pass it around the defense, getting it deep into Waldorf zone. Waldorf put it off the glass, out of the zone, back on Weitzel's stick. Weitzel over to Gonzalez, right back to Weitzel. Weitzel passes it to Gieske, tries to dump it out, but Waldorf's able to get a touch on the puck, dumping it back into the Husky zone. We see 16 there, holding the puck, passing it down to 24 for Waldorf. 24 passes it down, back down to 16. 16 tries to skate through the slot. 16 back to 3. 3 with a shot. And 27 blocked it on Waldorf's team by accidentally getting right in the way of the shot. Gieske lost the puck in his feet there, and Waldorf came out on top, keeping it into the Husky zone. Number 6 with the shot, and a nice save by Piros, but unfortunately no one was covering that backdoor man, and he got the quick rebound there on Piros. Again, Piros is playing a great game so far. Had a couple key saves, keeping the Huskies somewhat in this game. It seems we're having a little bit of trouble covering the guys sitting backdoor. It's, I think, the third goal of this game so far that we've had a backdoor Waldorf player with no one on him. Pierce taking the face-off against Hunter Beckett. Pierce comes out on top with the puck, putting it deep into the Waldorf zone. We see Colwell down there in the corner fighting for it as well. Gets the puck up to Porzondek. Porzondek has a weird bounce where Waldorf's able to capitalize on it. We had, again, Pierce stepping right up, really digging for that puck, fighting for it. And the puck goes back to 6. 6 skates into the Husky zone. Porzondek had a nice intercept of a pass there. Puts it up to Evans, who skates it out of the zone. Had a nice shot on net there. Puck is loose, but unfortunately Waldorf was able to get it out and ice it before a Husky player is able to capitalize. We got 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here in the second period. We got kind of a couple of NHL games going. We got the Penguins and the Maple Leafs with about 50 seconds here remaining in the third period. Maple Leafs are down 2-3 against the Penguins, but they got an empty net right now. Let's see how that goes here in the next minute or so. We got Martin taking the face-off against Hunter Beckett again down in the Waldorf zone. Puck is dropped, and Huskies come out on top with a quick shot by Peters, unfortunately getting deflected away from the net. We see both teams really digging for it down in the hash marks down there in the Waldorf zone stand side. Waldorf comes out on top with the puck. We see Porzondak racing down for the puck, putting it up over the boards and getting dumped back deep in the Husky zone. You see Piro stepping up, passing over to Peters. Peters passes across ice to Porzondak. Porzondak holds the puck, skates it around, goes right back up to Peters. Peters skates it into Waldorf zone. Tries to go for a pass. Unfortunately, 28 had a nice pass intercept there, knocking it away. And Peters had a little backhanded shot on the goalie, which he had immediately covered, letting both teams get some fresh legs out. And we see actually Penguins there just scored on the empty net, finishing the game 4-2 with the Penguins winning against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We see Pathana taking the face-off now down in the Waldorf zone. And the puck immediately goes right back out of play, hitting the net above the glass. We got the Sharks and the Stars playing right now. The Sharks up 4-2. In the second period, it's about 12.5 minutes remaining. We got the Lightning losing to the Capitals 5-1. We got Marks, the puck, and a quick shot, and a nice block there by the defense. Marks keeps the puck in the Waldorf zone, wrapping it around. We've seen some really nice pressure there by Rizuko, knocking it off 18th stick. And again, Rizuko's fighting it down in that corner, winning that puck. We got 1 minute remaining here in the second period. We see 25, pass it up to 4, again putting it right back out of play after a nice little pass intercept. Took a weird little hit off the stick, and again, hitting the net above the glass. Again, if after this game, you are looking for another hockey game to watch, I recommend going to watch the Minnesota Wild and Seattle Kraken game. That's a great game there. That's going to be starting at about 10 p.m. Central Time. We got Pierce taking the face-off. And Warriors with a nice backdoor shot and another goal against the Huskies. We saw Waldorf capitalize right off the face-off there, carry in the zone, and again, passing it right to that uncovered man on the back door. We see Haberman taking the face-off again against Pierce. Waldorf comes out on top with the puck. We got about 35 seconds remaining here. We saw a quick helmet pop off. Seems to be maybe a strap popped loose off a 10's head. The Mood Flag's head. You see him put his helmet right back on there. Nothing came of it, no fights or nothing. Just an unlucky, maybe a clip or something broke. Again, we see Pierce taking the face off. The ref's blowing the whistle, and the play is being moved right back down to the Waldorf zone with about 33 seconds remaining here in the second period. 7-1 with the Huskies down against the Waldorf Warriors. Again, Pierce taking the face off against Haberman. Evans with a quick shot, barely missed the net high and to the right. We see Anderson having a nice keep there in the zone against three guys. Able to get through all three of them, keeping the puck in the zone. Giving the Huskies an opportunity here. Colwell steps in, putting pressure down on 3 for the Warriors. We see Bry barely missing the puck, and unfortunately causing an offsides against the Huskies. 14 seconds remaining here in the second period, with the puck being dropped right outside of the Warrior zone, with Pierce taking the face-off. We see Colwell sitting here on the wing side. One of the harder workers this game so far. I got to say, he was digging down there in the corner, giving it all he's got. One of our new recruits that we were able to pick up this year. Along with Anderson. Anderson is one key, doing a very good job stepping up on defense. We see Evans trying to get it out. We saw a glove pop off of 27's hand for Waldorf, but luckily no hand injuries came of it. And that is the end of the second period there, ladies and gentlemen, with the score being 7-1 with the Huskies down. And we'll be right back with the start of the third period in about 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here about to the start of the third period. We got the Huskies skating out right now. We got Waldorf already with their line sitting around the circle. It's been a little bit of an interesting game. We're down 7-1 right now. Got a lot of room to improve in this game, a lot of things to learn from this game, and hopefully we can finish off strong today and come back flying tomorrow. I know Coach Stouffer's had a good talk down there in the locker room with them, and hopefully they can shake it up a little bit this period, make it a little interesting, score a couple goals, and make this a little bit closer of a game. We got Piros taking the face-off here for the Huskies, and we got Tyler Nelson taking the face-off for Waldorf. Huskies come out on top, and Waldorf comes out on top with 16 skating it into the zone for Waldorf. Right off the bat, we have Porzondak putting some nice pressure, turning around the puck, putting it down deep into the Waldorf's zone. We got 19 holding it behind the net for Waldorf, setting up a play, skating it through neutral ice, passing over 24. 24 chips it down deep into the Husky zone. Bry picks it up, puts it off the boards, takes a weird bounce, goes right over number 6's stick, putting it back into the Waldorf zone. We see, again, the puck fly back down into the Husky zone after a nice play there by Waldorf. Oh, we saw a beautiful pass going across the ice by Bry, going over to Apter. Puck goes down the corner with number 4 passing it up to number 9. 9 picks it off the boards, carries it. We had a nice intercept there by Gieske, putting it back down deep into Waldorf zone. We see Gonzalez putting some pressure there behind the net. But unfortunately, Waldorf still gets a touch on it and is able to skate it out. We see Clusat put it deep into the Husky zone, fortunately putting it a little too high, putting it out of play, hitting the net above the glass. Again, we got all the same guys, no fresh legs right now. All the players on both teams are energized enough to stay out. We got Gonzalez taking the face-off here against Haberman. Peters picks it up down in the corner. And actually Waldorf comes out on top. And we see Piros sitting there ready. Puck slid in front of the net 2 or 3 times. He was ready. We see Gieske skating it up, carrying it into the Waldorf zone, stopping, creating some room, and putting it down to Peters. Peters puts it across the ice over to Rzutko. Oh, we see a couple 6 being swung. Rzutko's down on the ground. We see Huskies with a barely missed shot going a little far to the left. We see Cerny picking it up, putting some nice pressure there on Waldorf. Huskies come out on top. Peters go over to Pierce, Pierce to Rzutko, and Rzutko puts it up the boards over to Waldorf. Again, Peters gets it down low. Peters passes up through center ice over to Colwell. Colwell to Pierce. Pierce skates it in. Pierce with a shot on net and a nice save by the Waldorf goalie. We see immediately one of the Waldorf defensemen jumping on Pierce. I guess he wasn't too happy with him taking that shot. And we see the refs again coming in right away, separating it up, pulling the guys apart. We see that it's still 5-on-5 hockey here. No penalties or nothing came out of it. See, the Huskies are getting some fresh legs, so we got Pathana now taking the face-off here for the Huskies against Jackson for Waldorf. Waldorf comes out on top with the puck. We see Marks with a nice little hit there, knocking the guy off the puck, letting Huskies gain possession. Puck gets turned back over to Waldorf. Waldorf passes it down the boards over to 18. 18 puts it into the Husky corner, where Marks is there and he picks it up. Marks puts it off the boards to Pathana. Pathana kicks it out, takes a weird bounce. We see a whistle blown. Ref's hand is in the air, trying to figure out what happened there. We see a hooking call. Don't know quite so on who it is yet. It is unfortunately on Marks, causing this to be a Husky penalty kill. Hopefully we could shake things up a little bit. Maybe we could score a goal here on the penalty kill, make things a little bit interesting here. We see Evans taking the face-off, winning the face-off, putting it back in the court of Porzondek. Porzondek puts it up the boards to Waldorf defenseman, number 6. 6 passes it down to 24. 24 for a shot, and a nice, beautiful save by Piros, keeping this a 1-7 game. Again, we see Piros ready at all angles, puck going back and forth. He is there, and he is giving it his best right now. He's really working hard, doing his best to keep the Huskies somewhat in the game. We see number 6 go for a shot, and a nice another save by Piros right off the bat. He is too quick for Waldorf right now. We see the Huskies lining up back down in their zone. Bench side down in the dot in front of the net to the right of the net. We see Martin taking the face-off. We had a nice little step up by Bry there, putting it in the neutral zone. We see Evans flying down the boards. Unfortunately, Waldorf's able to pick it up and carry it back into the Husky zone. We see, again, Bry putting some pressure up there on Waldorf, causing him to hesitate with the puck and just throw it deep, giving Huskies an opportunity to get it out. Porzondek puts it off the boards, takes a weird bounce, goes off number 6's stick, leaves the Husky zone. We see a very nice step up there by Porzondek, getting the puck out of the zone. Rzutko steps up. Rzutko with a shot. A nice little tip there. Now we see a hand thrown up in the air by the ref. Seems like it's going to be a even play here. I believe it was an interference call over there by the ref on number 16 for Waldorf. Tyler Nelson, that is, going to the box for the interference against Evans for the Huskies, causing this to be a even hockey, 4-on-4 for 58 seconds, and after the 58 seconds, it is going to be a Husky power play. See, again, the refs talk and make sure their stuff's right. Stuff is up on the board, or drops the puck. We got Pierce taking the face-off again against Jackson. Rzutko flies in the corner, putting pressure on number 7. Again, Rzutko is able to get a nice little kick on it. Back checking immediately. Giving 12 some pressure. 12 with a shot. Taking a weird, very weird bounce there. Missing the net to the right. But 19 picks it up, puts it down on to Anderson's stick. Anderson puts it behind the net to Pierce. Where unfortunately 17 was able to pick the pass over 12. 12 skates it in. We see Pierce again intercepting the pass, taking the puck off of his stick, and put it over to Anderson. Anderson passes it through neutral ice, hitting it where Gonzalez is racing for the puck, but 19 beats him there and is able to get it in the corner. We see Peters stepping up with the puck. Peters puts it over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez holds in the corner, tries to put it in the slot, but the goalie had a nice stick there, keeping it out of the slot. Puck goes back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez tries to go back over to Peters, but 19 again was able to redirect the pass away from him. 19 up to 17. 17 is able to get it deep into the Husky zone, where Peters picks it up behind the net. Peters looking for that open pass, starts skating a little bit, thinking what he is going to do. Pass it up to Porzondek. Porzondek races in the zone, put it up to Peters. Peters over to Evans. Evans backdoor again, and a nice Husky goal by Wall. That was a beautiful setup. All 5 players on the Huskies touched on the ice. It went a nice little back and forth to the D, down deep in the zone, across, and we saw a beautiful Apter with the assist and Hunter Wall with the goal on the backdoor shot, making this a 2-7 game with the Huskies still being down. Again, if we keep this momentum going, we're going to finish strong today, and it's going to make an interesting game tomorrow. We just need to finish this strong momentum we got and carry it. We got Ken Chelsea Dagger playing in the background here, if you can hear it. We got Mark skating up through neutral ice, holding on to the puck. Nice pass over to Evans. Evans over to Wall again. Wall with a nice shot and a nice save by the goalie. Puck gets sucked out in the corner. Gets flicked out through neutral ice. And Porzondek immediately passes it right back down deep into Waldorf zone. puck gets knocked out of play going into the Waldorf bench. Again, it is some 5-on-5 hockey here, back to neutral play between the two teams. We got Martin down in the corner, fighting for the puck, putting some pressure on Waldorf. Clement down in the other corner. Had a nice dodge there, causing Waldorf to pretty much run into the boards himself. We got Porzondak, nice shot, hitting, bouncing off on 28's pads. Looking like it may have gave him a nice bruise. Oh, it had a weird bounce off the glass there, causing the puck to go out of the Waldorf zone. Peters gets a pass on Porzondak. Peters brings it into the zone. And Waldorf was able to capitalize on Peters almost falling there and carry in. We got 10 with a pass and a nice block intercept by Porzondak. Piros with a wonderful save, covering the puck immediately. And we got 2-7 here with the Huskies down with 13:28 remaining in the third period. Again, today is our military day, so if you are just now tuning in, or if you haven't heard me say yet, we are thanking all military, current and veteran personnel, thanking them for their service and all that they have done for our country. We see Colwell with almost a breakaway. Unfortunately, the Waldorf goalie is able to step up, knock the puck away before Colwell got to it. We had Colwell flying there. We see 16 bringing it down, passing it up to 3. 9 gets it in the slot with a shot, and a nice save by Piros. We see 9 again with the puck down in the corner. Carrying it out, looking for that open pass. 9 goes to 16. Another save by Piros and a nice pickup by Peters. Rizuko coming in, knocking the puck off a Waldorf stick. And the puck gets thrown back down deep in the Husky zone. Peters carries it behind the net. Puts it off the boards over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez is looking up over his shoulder. And goes off the boards where Gieske is. Got it late offsides here. Giving Peters some time to make a decision. Peters goes over to Gieske. Gieske passes it to 19 for Waldorf. We see Bry coming in here, really fighting for that puck, putting pressure on the guy. But unfortunately, Waldorf was able to get a touch on it, put it down deep in the Husky zone. We see Marks down in the corner, picking up the puck, making a quick pass up to Gieske again. Gieske puts it down, back down to Bry. And Bry goes behind the net, pass over to Marks. Marks with a nice pass over to Apter, unfortunately barely missing it just a little bit too ahead of him, causing an icing against the Huskies. See a lot of back and forth here. We see Huskies really stepping it up this period. It was a rough first 2 periods. Definitely a couple things to learn from that, but it seems like they really straightened their minds. And they really decided to come out and play this period. I don't know what Stouffer has said in the locker room, but he must have said something right to really turn the Huskies around this period. We got Bry coming out on top with the puck after the drop of the puck. And again, Bry behind the net, looking up for that open pass. Bry puts it, unfortunately, went right into, looks like number 10's face, and he's down the ice. 18's really struggling to get up. 18 is able to get up as he slowly skates to the bench. And the Huskies are still in possession of the puck. Gonzalez over to Gieske with a nice pass. And we see Pathana racing for the puck, putting it back to Marks. Marks brings it back down, looking up the ice, passing it, trying to get off the boards, but where number 4 picks it up. 12 carries it in the zone with a shot on net. Nice save there by Piros. And a nice shot block there again by Wall. Wall carries it out of the zone, puts it down deep into the Waldorf zone. We see Walney with a quick shot, hitting the outside of the net. Almost looked like it went in there for a second. But it's keeping this a 2-7 game with 10:52 remaining in the third. We see Huskies getting a couple of fresh legs out again. So they're all really working hard that period. So 28 passes behind the net, up to 27. As we see a interesting step up there by Cerny, actually preventing a 3-on-2 there Had a really nice pinch there, risky, but it worked out very much in his favor. Pierce gets the puck behind the net as he receives a little bit of pressure from Waldorf. Puck hops out in front, and a nice save by Piros, keeping it out of the net. We see Rizuko getting tripped there. Ref didn't see it though, unfortunately. We see the puck really going back and forth here a lot in the corner between the players. No clear possession is being made. Take that back. Pierce comes out on top of it, holds it behind the Husky net as he's letting everyone set up a little bit. We have Pierce with a really nice attempted pass over to Rizuko. Late offsides here, but Waldorf carried it out of their zone before it was offsides. When he stopped there by Porzondek, getting off the 20 stick. 10 skates it in. Porzondek again flying across, not letting him get a shot off. We see Waldorf skate it from the corner. Goes for an attempt to pass to the slot, which was blocked by Bry. And again, Bry tries to get it out, but it is stopped by number 3 for Waldorf. 20 carries it behind the net. Passing up to the point, number 7. 7 back down to 20. 20 passes it across the ice over to 3. 3 for a quick shot on net. And it takes a weird bounce, but Piros keeps it again out of the net, not letting a goal in. And a nice, wonderful shot block there by Colwell, jumping in front of the puck, giving Porzondek an opportunity to score. But unfortunately, 3 was able to put just enough pressure on him, not letting him get a shot off. Number 20 for Waldorf carries it behind the net, passes it over to 3. Receives a little bit of pressure by the Huskies there. Puck goes up to Peters. Peters has a nice quick shot on net. Goalie didn't see it. Didn't even drop down. It was a another quick shot there. Puck goes over to Clement. Clement to Peters. Peters goes right off the post. And puck goes up to Anderson. Anderson over to Clement with a barely missed one-timer, giving 10 the opportunity to skate it down. 10 skates it into the Husky zone. Goes for backhanded shot. And a nice another save by Piros there, putting it behind the net. We see Clement pick it up. Clement carries it out of the Husky zone into the Waldorf zone. Goes for a quick shot on net with Anderson keeping it again. Anderson goes down to Clement, where Gonzalez picks it up. Puck takes a handful of weird bounces. And we see number 19 getting into it with Clement and Gonzalez there. Refs beat him to it, though, before anything comes of it. Let's see the refs talking to the players, telling them they need to calm down. A little bit of seams. Just getting a little chippy here. We got 8 minutes remaining in the third period with the Huskies down 2-7. We got Waldorf coming up out on top off the drop of the puck down in Waldorf's zone. After picks up the puck, able to pass it down into the corner, where number 6 for Waldorf picks it up. Number 6 is holding on to it, trying to make a pass off of it. But we see Cerny putting some nice pressure on 25. And the puck still gets carried out by Waldorf. Goes right in the stick of Weitzel. We see a quick blow of the whistle. Trying to figure out what happened here. Ref seems not to be too incredibly happy with something. Going to Gonzalez. Throwing Gonzalez in the box. Don't quite know what the penalty was for against Gonzalez. And we see Gieske getting thrown out as well, with about 7.5 minutes remaining here in the third period. This causes the Huskies to be down on a penalty kill for 2 minutes. Evans takes the face off, and immediately Marks comes right out on top, shooting the puck out of zone, icing it, not even giving Waldorf a chance. Waldorf carries it into the Husky zone, goes for a quick shot, and a nice redirect there by Wall. Puck gets again put right back down, but Waldorf quickly carries it back into the Husky zone. This puck gets carried around behind the net. Waldorf passes it up to the point. 24 puts over to 6. 6 misses the pass. Puck goes out. And we see Evans putting some pressure on there, trying to gain possession of the puck. We see him really fighting for it, but unfortunately 6 comes out on top, carries it into the Husky zone. Goes for a shot on net, and a nice, looked like it went right off of Piros' stick, the goalie, and it deflected it right out of play, hitting the net above the glass. Again, tuning in with us today, we have Wayne Bauer, one of the assistant coaches and the general manager of the Huskies, tuning in from California today. Went on a little business trip there, enjoying some warmer weather. At least warmer here than at Northern Illinois. Waldorf gains possession up on the point. Carries it in for a shot. Goes right off the post and into the corner. Again, Waldorf gets possession. 19. Passes down to 10. 10 for a shot. And goes right off the crossbar for another Waldorf goal. We got 6:15 remaining here in the third period, with the Huskies being down 2-8. Again, Huskies quickly line them back up here. As long as we can get a strong finish on this game, I think we have a shot to really come back tomorrow. We saw a couple great chances and opportunities by the Huskies that we unfortunately did not capitalize on, but I think we could really change it up here tomorrow if we come with our heads in the right spot. We see Piros driving through the guy off the face-off with the NIU Huskies coming out on top. Anderson over to Weitzel. Weitzel puts it off the boards up to Rizuko. Rizuko right back to Anderson. Anderson back to Weitzel, creating a lot of room on the ice there, letting the Huskies set up. Weitzel goes behind the net over to Anderson, and Pierce picks it up in the corner. Pierce holds it behind the net, letting the Huskies set up again a little bit more. Goes off the glass. And we see the ref throw his hand in there for icing against the Huskies. Puck's going to be dropped down back again in the Husky zone. Drop down on the circle closest to the stands. On the right side if you're facing the Husky goal. As we got Pierce taking the face-off here again. NIU comes out on top with the puck. Again, Pierce down in the corner. Colwell goes down to help him out, help pick it out. And we got Weitzel standing out back waiting for that puck to pop out. Then we got Pierce coming out. 13 steals the puck, puts it down deep in the Husky zone, or Weitzel picks it off Waldorf's stick and skates it through neutral ice. Colwell skating it in. Unfortunately, Waldorf had a nice touch on it. He gets turned around and goes back to Evans' stick, brings it down to the Husky zone. Evans had a drop, actually lost the puck there, almost turning it over, but he was able to rescue the puck or get the puck back off of Waldorf's stick if they had a breakaway. Puck goes down deep in the Husky zone again with Clement fighting for it in the corner. Anderson steps in to help him, and Evans comes out on top. Goes up to the point, who immediately, number 7, immediately puts it back down deep in the Husky zone. And we see Clement with a great pass over to Evans. Evans carries it into Waldorf's zone. Drops it back to Martin. Martin for a shot and a nice save by Waldorf's goalie. We see Jimenez pick it up, skate into the Husky zone. And a nice stop there by Cerny. Great stop, knocking it right off of his stick. Causing the Huskies to gain possession. Peters holds it behind the net. Letting the Huskies again set up a little bit. Goes nice pass off the boards over to Evans. Evans over to Rizuko. And Evans is able to pull it away from Waldorf again. We got Hedekamp passing it up and over to 24. Peters picks it up again down in the Husky zone. Looking for that open pass, skating it, getting some wheels behind him. We had a nice little step up by 9 there, but not too good because Rizuko was able to get a stick on him and knock it out of the Husky zone. Bryce stepping up, skates it through the neutral zone, puts it into the right little back and forth across the blue line there between the Waldorf zone and the neutral zone. Anderson goes off the boards to Rizuko. Rizuko carries it in, dumps it into the corner. We see Bry with a quick one-timer, putting it right into the goalie's chest, and another save by Waldorf's goalie. Got 3:17 remaining here in the third period. Huskies are down 2-8 against the Waldorf Warriors. Martin taking the face-off here against Jackson. NIU comes out on top with it. We got a breakaway here by number 20 for Waldorf. Goes for a shot and a goal, making this a 2-9 game with the Huskies down. We saw 20, the captain, Lindblom, with a nice little goal there on Piros. Again, we got a little over 3 minutes here remaining in the third period. It's a lot of stuff to walk away from this game, a lot of stuff to learn, a lot of rooms, a lot of spots to capitalize. Hopefully tomorrow we can recognize that and, in fact, capitalize on them. Waldorf comes out on top with the puck off the face-off at center ice. Weitzel over to Porzondek, right back to Weitzel, right back to Porzondek. Porzondek up to Rizuko, who tips it deep into the zone. We see the goalie step up, play it, shooting it out of the zone. We see Weitzel putting a little pressure on the guy, giving it 17-17 for a shot, and a nice save by Piros. Puck gets covered, and we see immediately Porzondek and Weitzel not letting anybody touch the goalie. Had a couple of fresh legs out here for both teams. See the defense changing up a little bit. We got Cerny and Peters on defense for the Huskies right now with a little over 2.5 minutes remaining. Pierce taking the face-off. Waldorf comes out on top. And Rizuko putting some nice pressure on it, causing the puck to get turned over to Colwell. Pierce putting some pressure. And we see Peter step up, get the puck back. Again, come out on top with the puck, and he's looking up the boards. He passes it over to Cerny. Cerny's fighting for it in the corner there, puts it up to Colwell. Colwell gets it out of the Husky zone, where Rizuko's racing for it. 27 for Waldorf picks it up. We see Peters picking it up, knocking it into the corner. Putting it over to Cerny. Cerny puts it around the boards. Gets a nice bounce there. No icing down deep into the Waldorf zone. You see Evans keep it in there, not letting it escape the Waldorf zone, while a couple Huskies come flying off the bench, ready to keep it in. Puck gets tied up there in the hash marks in the Waldorf zone still. And we see a nice step up there by Anderson, keeping it in the zone go for a shot on net. Another rebound. And unfortunately, it looked like one of the Waldorf guys dived into the net, knocking NIU player Evans down, pushing all three of them, with the third one being the goalie, into the net and off, not letting the Huskies get a goal. Minute 19 here remaining in the third period, with the Huskies being down 2-9. Get a couple fresh legs out there for the Huskies. We see Martin exchanging a couple words between the Waldorf players on the bench as he skates off. And the play is being set outside of the Waldorf zone, right outside the blue line. Pierce taking the face-off in between Colwell and Rizuko, with Brian Anderson backing him up. Anderson had a nice step up there, putting it again into the Waldorf zone. Waldorf begins the breakout, taking it deep down to the Husky zone. Puck goes back and forth. Waldorf gets it up on the point, puts it down to 12. Again, Anderson has a nice stop there. And we see Pierce come out on top with it. And again, they take a weird bounce going back into Waldorf's possession. We got a little under 50 seconds here remaining in the third period. And we see the puck get dumped down to the Husky zone in the corner, and Anderson racing for it, flying for it, finishing strong. We see Bry sitting there behind the net, again looking for that open pass, waiting for a couple of forwards to get open. Unfortunately took a weird route going back on the 24 stick. 24 with a shot, and a save by Piros. Just under 20 seconds remaining here in the third period, with the puck being dropped down to the Husky zone. Pierce still taking the face-off, with Rizuko, Anderson, Colwell, and Cerny. Colwell snags the puck, takes it across the red line into the Waldorf zone, and gets it deep into the corner, where we see the Huskies putting some pressure as the clock ticks down with 5 seconds remaining. 27 carries it in, goes for a shot, and goes right into the glove as the final buzzer blows for the end of the third period. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all who tuned in with us to watch the Huskies play the Warriors. Hopefully tomorrow you can do the same, tune in, maybe even make the game to watch it in person. And if so, I encourage you guys to comment out if you are close enough. Other than that, thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow.